All right, today I'm going to make some concentrate, A and B concentrate for our Kratky hydroponic system. A solution goes in one bucket, B solution goes in the other. They don't store together well at all. So A solution, I'm going to start off, I'm going to make 5 gallons. For the A solution, you start with the fertilizer, which I'm using, what am I using? 815-36. I like to use, and I think the recommended is 10-16-38 NPK. So it's 1 pound per gallon. So this is 5 pounds. And then also in that A solution is magnesium sulfate or Epsom salts, and that's 10 ounces per gallon. So I have 50 ounces to go in here. So the 5 gallon mark on any of the Home Depot buckets is that first line right here above the handle. And so I already have 5 gallons in a different bucket. I'm going to do that. Let me add some. I don't add all 5 gallons because it'd make it impossible to stir it, and you want to stir this all up. So I just add some of the water, add this stuff, and then add the rest of the 5 gallons in afterwards. So let's start with the A solution, and this is the probably could have prepared this a little beforehand. Luckily, there's 2 bags. I buy this stuff in town here in Hilo, buy the 5 pound just because I don't go through that much, but it's way more cost effective to buy it in its original, what, 50, 60, whatever the big bag of this stuff is. But this is pre-measured to 5 pounds. So 5 pounds, and this is A. It's good to and then 50 ounces by weight of magnesium sulfate. Then I use this concrete drill attachment or mixing attachment. Takes a while for the magnesium sulfate to dissolve. You can still hear it crunching at the bottom. So now I'm just going to add the rest of the water in. Of course, it's a lot higher because all the volume that added raised it up, and it would be impossible to stir this when it's full. See if I can do this just a little since I did add water. Alright, so that's the A. Now we're going to mix up the B solution. The B solution is just calcium nitrate. So again, I buy calcium nitrate, soluble calcium nitrate. It comes in a 5 pound bag, again If you do larger volume, you'd want to use larger. More cost effective to get the full size bag. So you can probably see that this is a really crazy dark color, and just for the heck of it, it's a really vibrant green color. Well, I guess that doesn't do it justice, but a greenish blue, I don't know colors. Yeah, then I'll just cap that one off. And then move A down here for now. And then B. And I'll add the same thing to B. Alright, so I magically have water in here now, so I'm going to add a good amount to B. And not spill any out. You know what? I need to rinse this off. Alright, don't want to cross-contaminate those two. So this again is just calcium nitrate in a double bag again, so I'll mess around with this for God knows how long. Already, all right. Just mix this up. This stuff doesn't usually take as long to mix. Famous last words. Guess that was it. Some more. Oops. Nothing but professionalism here. I always stir these up right before I use them. But these, so the idea behind the concentrate is, what do I do? Right, so the A and B concentrate, there's 1 ounce per each. So you get 1 ounce out of each one for every gallon of solution you're going to use. So this stuff goes quite a long ways. And our tubs over here, I've had on previous videos, those are, we put about 12 gallons in there. So 12 ounces of A, 12 ounces of B, and then you mix it with 14 or 12 gallons. So yeah, but you can't mix these two together, which is why they're separate. There's about 100,000, give or take, to Kratky videos on YouTube. This one we learned from some people down the road at the Hydroponic hut, and it works pretty well for us. There's some things with pH that can be a factor, and I'm sure there's other things you can add, but for the way I do it, it works. But other than that, oh, and also I store these outside of here. Theoretically, I could store them in one of these dark boxes, but you want to keep the sun off of them. I believe that helps. So far, it's worked for us. But yeah, and then you just stir them up before I have a little teeny little measuring cup that I keep one for that one and one for this one, and then just mix it in. Although I believe there was a guy that commented, and I forget his name at the moment, but he commented on mixing the A and B right before, and make sure they're well mixed before you put it in there. I have tried it, and I don't know if that was, I didn't do it in a controlled way. So maybe at some point I'll do it properly and see if there's a difference. But he had mentioned mixing them together before you put it into the water. But this is all I'm going to do today. So that's the concentrated solution for the Kratky hydroponics that we use here in East Hawaii. Thanks.